just got just a general belief, not even in these conversations, but anything. I mean, this goes from marriage all the way to organizations working together. If you can't see the same problem, you can't ever solve it together, right? So if you have different perceptions of what reality is, there's no ability to move forward. And so that's kind of a deeper answer to that, having the same language. I think creating some kind of capability where we're actually saying we see this as problematic and together we're going to try to address this. And, Zora Neale Hurston, one of the great Renaissance writers, I love this quote she said. She said, you will never have true friendship until you have a true danger that you share together. Common danger makes common friendships. And I think until we see the danger of the sickness of the nerve of racial difference, I think the D&I conversations will always, they'll be handicapped to go to their kind of full measure. So when I started this church 15 and a half years ago, I thought what I needed to do was prove to people of color that I was the woke white guy who gets it, who really lives this stuff right, and that was just completely unimpressive, to people of color. It's the more I tried to convince them how much I knew, the more you could kind of feel like, oh, good Lord help them, And it was when I started talking about the sickness and how I'm just becoming aware of the sickness. I don't even know what to do. To me, that went against everything I'd ever learned about leadership. Right? They're supposed to know where this thing's going, right? But I had to say I don't actually know. Then all of a sudden, my most trusted companions in this journey said, okay, well, now we can talk, right? We never expected you to have the answer, right? We need some white folks who will sit at this table and wrestle with this stuff. To be white doesn't mean you haven't struggled in many other arenas or haven't been marginalized in other ways, but to be white in this system means your humanity was never overtly questioned. Your humanity was never overtly questioned. And so you never had to live under the threatening nature of saying you're less human, less capable, more dangerous, more of a risk. You just never had to do that. And so that's a profound privilege to have never had your humanity questioned.
Hi, good morning. Corliss Garner from BMO Harris Bank. I'd love your insights on how you approach individuals who get defensive about the conversation. And I was just at a conversation last night, and an analogy clicked for me in that your comment about the sickness. I think we all have inherited this sickness, right? Mm-hmm. And if you think about your own individual family scenarios, if I inherit diabetes or heart disease from my mother, it's not my fault, but it is my responsibility to deal with it. Right. So how do we have that conversation with folks who get defensive about this conversation?
Somebody can't get well if they don't want to get well. Somebody can't live in the light if they don't want to live in the light. And so I try to do my very best to encourage and invite and prod and poke, or whichever is the right kind of thing at the time. And there's lots of encouraging stories of folks who are, moving forward. But I think that just 10 of our country shows right now, there's a whole lot of folks who are not only not willing to move, but are doubling down to kind of defend, what I think is a very blind position, And so that's why I have to keep a foot in both the spiritual world and the secular, because there's a part of this, besides prayer, I don't know what to do for some folks, because it's something has to happen on the inside.